Listen, if you want to ensure that your taxes are filed accurately and you don't leave any documentation out, you want to stick around for this video so you can get access to a tax prep checklist that puts you in a position to make sure that every document has been included. And if you want to position yourself to increase your refund, maximize that refund legally, ethically, and morally, then you definitely want to stick around, because a lot of people leave money on the table when it comes to filing their taxes, and they're looking for a hookup. They're looking for somebody who can fix their taxes and max out their refund, and they don't care how that person got them a fatter refund. They just want the person to work their magic. With working their magic, oftentimes is doing things that are unethical. But if you want to do things in a legally, ethically, morally correct manner, then what you got to understand is it's the things that you did in the previous year that positions you to get a larger refund in the current year. What do I mean? Well, when you think that your tax professional is doing you some favor or working their magic, what you're saying is, put in the numbers, make the tweaks, and just give me at least this. This is typically what I get. And a lot of times people go shopping around and see who can get them the fattest refund for the lowest cost. And they don't care how that person gets them the fattest refund for the lowest cost. They just want the big lump sum. Now here, I'm not to judge. I'm just here to say that there's a better way to do it, a legal way to do it, a more ethical way to do it, and without you having to worry about looking over your shoulders if you do it correctly. You see, what social media has done is position everybody to fatten their refund. Listen close. Don't leave, because there's something here that could put more money in your pocket. Social media has positioned everybody to fatten their refund. Why? Because I know you know that there are people online on social media who are making money. There are tons of different ways people are using social media to making money. Some may be making money by selling their own products or service. Others may be making money by the content they create, and the platform is paying them for that content creation. Some are making money because they have some type of marketplace or shop where they sell items and do reviews on different products that they sell as an affiliate. Many people are making money different ways. If you're making money outside of a typical 9 to 5 and you're getting paid as a 1099, sole proprietor, or somebody who's a contractor or gig worker, guess what? Yes, you made money on the side. I don't care if it was $1, $10, $100, $1,000, $10,000. You made money on the side, but the side money that you make also comes with added benefits known as tax deductions. And that's how you fatten your refund. You fatten your refund with tax deductions and or tax credits. Those are the things that fatten your refund. So when your tax preparer or professional tax strategist, whomever you're using, is working their magic, what they're doing is trying to get you to benefit from the tax deductions or tax credits that exist. But if you didn't legally qualify for whatever they entered, then you put yourself at risk for all different types of things that come along with filing taxes in their way. However, if you did things like created content online trying to market a product or service, and you made some money, and you're continually trying to increase the amount of money that you make, aka become more profitable, now you're operating with the mindset of a business. So anything that you did social media based that was centered around you trying to post more accurately, post more strategically, post more frequently in order to make more money on social media, guess what? That positions you for more tax deductions. Were you using your phone to create that content? Guess what? Your phone bill, percentages of it can be tax deductible up to 100%. Your internet can be tax deductible up to 100%. The things related to what you may have been posted about that may have cost you money, such as food. Let's say you create content centered around food. The food that you use in the video was paid for by your money, and that money can be tax deductible. You stack those things up, you look up and you realize you have $15,000, $20,000 worth of tax deductions when you include your phone bill, your utilities, your internet, the miles that you may have driven on your car, the travel, the food. All of these things are tax deductible legally for someone who has what they used to just call the home-based business. But right now we're living in a world where people have phone-based businesses, and it opens up so many opportunities. Now, I'm gonna get into the checklist, but I really wanted to say that because that alone will put a lot of money in a lot of people's pocket, because they'll realize, oh, I need to go back and look at what my expenses were in the previous year and see how it connects to what I did to make money on the side. And even though I made $12,000 from this business, that came with $16,000 worth of tax deductions. Yes, it is possible to have more tax deductions than the money that was made, if you understand it correctly. Or it may have came with $5,000 in tax deductions. But I bet you this, it came with more tax deductions than not claiming it at all. And that's what many people fail. They fail because they're chasing the money you can make from these social media platforms without understanding the tax deductions that could come along with it. That just puts money in somebody's pocket, I can guarantee you. That being said, let's look into this so you can understand how to be prepared and make sure you don't leave any documents off the table. Right now, and shout out to Practice Advisor site. They always have some good nuggets and articles that I like to dive into and highlight certain things that I know can help people. But another company called TaxStatus, and I should link it down below, but TaxStatus has launched 2 new productivity tools designed to help financial advisors, accountants, and tax preparers improve accuracy, efficiency, and client readiness ahead of the 2026 filing season. So it's a tax prep checklist, and I'm going to show you exactly how it looks so you can understand how it positions you and what makes it function and what makes it work and brings it to life. So it's a client-facing deliverable that advisors and tax professionals can share with clients to help them prepare to file their 2025 tax return. What differentiates this new solution from existing checklists is that it clearly identifies the specific documents and information a client needs by source and document type based on the individual's prior tax data, so that the taxpayer doesn't have to try to identify what is needed, the Frisco, Texas-based company said. So basically, instead of them having to figure out what they need, it's basing it on previous tax filings that already have been submitted through the IRS. So now that data is just pulled and it reminds you, hey, this, and this based on what you filed in these previous years. So that removes the guesswork or the wondering from the tax preparer. And it also removes the guesswork or wondering from the actual person getting their taxes filed, because people forget. People forget what all they filed, and you want to just make sure you do things on the up and up. And instead of a typical general instructions, to find W-2s, 1099s, and other tax forms, the tax prep checklist shows each specific tax document by category for each taxpayer that should be provided to the CPA by name. So the checklist also gives advisors a timely reason to secure client consent in January. So for those of you who are tax professionals, tax preparers, then guess what? You can use this as a tool to start sending to your potential clients or previous clients so they can start getting their checklist done. And now this gives you a reason to have another touch point with them, and another touch point with them ensures or positions you to be the person that they go through to have their taxes filed, so it can benefit you in that way. And if you have a tax professional who ends up sending you what I'm about to show you in the form of a checklist, just know that they're doing their homework and they're doing their best in order to try to position you to have an accurate tax filing. So that might be somebody you want to keep on your team. So basically, the source of the data is derived directly from the IRS, like I mentioned, through a digital consent process by the client, which takes less than a minute to complete. And I'll show you the sample. The second tool is basically a tax return history tool, and it provides a year-by-year comparison of a client's historical 1040 tax return, delivering every line from the IRS return transcript in a structured Excel format. And the tools allow professionals to quickly analyze trends, surface discrepancies, enhance tax planning, and dive deep into tax data with the click of a button. So basically, their goal is to make verified IRS data more usable, more proactive, and more client friendly. So with the checklist and the other tool with the tax return history, they're giving professionals and individuals the ability to work more efficiently, more confidently, and with less errors. So let me show you what the tool looks like on the front end and on the back end. Screenshot this website right here if you want access, just in case it's not linked down below. But basically, Tax Solutions helping advisors, accountants, and tax preparers improve accuracy, efficiency, and client readiness. So it shows you the tax prep checklist that the client will go through, or you will go through, depending on who's using this tool. And I'll show you detail how it looks. And it's basically personalized, organized tax documents checklist so that the taxpayer doesn't have to try to identify what is needed. It identifies specific documents by source and type based on the individual's prior tax data, designed designed for even first-time filers. And then if you are a tax professional, you can customize it and have your own logo and branding, so it's white label. And then the tax return history worksheet lays out previous tax returns and different things that you filed. So if a person needs to see what you are accustomed to doing on a year-by-year basis, then they can use this to show, okay, this is what they're likely to do. And this helps because sometimes a drastic change can cause a red flag. Not that a drastic change in something that you should do, because sometimes people may have been filing taxes off of income they made for years, not knowing they had tax deductions. So it might seem a little different when they say, hold on, this person been having a side business for some time now, but they weren't claiming tax deductions. Now all of a sudden they are. You just gain more knowledge. So I'm not here to tell you sometimes you might not need to make a drastic change in how you go about preparing your taxes. What I'm here to tell you is that you don't want to put yourself in a position to where certain things just all of a sudden drastically stop that you were already doing, if it was something that you were accustomed to doing on a year-by-year basis, and they'll do that comparison. So let's look at an example of what the actual document looks like, and then I'll let you go from there. So here's the tax preparation checklist and what it looks like. So everything is white label. If you have a company, you have your company logo there. And then this is an example for someone who's filing taxes for someone who is married filing jointly. So it has the 2025 tax preparation checklist. It tells you how to use it. As tax documents arrive by mail or become available online, find them on this list and check the box. So once you found these documents, you just simply check the box. Keep each document in a safe place or upload it to your secure tax preparer portal right away. Some items may not apply every year. If you do not receive a form you expected, let your tax professional know. And, just understand updating and changes are likely to happen. But if you have questions, make sure you contact your advisor or tax planning desk for assistance. So here's how it's laid out. You got the U.S. federal tax income tax deadlines, basically. You list your household members. Then it breaks down things that were already in their system. This is not, everybody's situation going to be different. Some people are not going to have as many employee income. Some people are going to have way more. But it's going to show all of the W-2 forms in this section from people that previously paid you, just in case you need to gather that data again. Now, some of these companies you may not be working for, so it won't be a need to check it. But if you are, then you'll be remember, oh yeah, I forgot I need to wait on this W-2, or I need to log into my portal and get this W-2. Then you got the self-employed and contract income, what you're accustomed to receiving, rental property income, business and partnership income based on your previous history. So if you don't see rental property, it's because you didn't ever record any rental property. Don't be alarmed. Documents prepared for the client name, and then it breaks down investment and mortgage accounts. Now, it also has a section that's new where it talks about digital asset reporting. This is cryptocurrency. So for anybody who's thinking cryptocurrency isn't real money, they definitely are treating it like real money. So you definitely want to get an understanding of that world that we are in as well. So it breaks that all down. Then it has other sections in the form of other income and transaction, additional documents to consider, employment income for client B. So it switches to client B. So it keeps everything housed right here. And now you have a checklist of exactly what you need to acquire or get together if need be, or reminders of what you previously filed, so that you know exactly what you need to file this year and make sure that you have accurate data. And if you listen to what I said in the beginning of the video, you also want to make sure that if you had any side income, if you were using your phone to make money, if you were using social media to make money, you got some tax deductions. Whether it's your phone bill, your internet bill, meals, entertainment. Not entertainment anymore. They used to let you do entertainment, but travel in many cases, and you're creating content while you're traveling, so you can post it on social media and get views and reach and get clients and sell services, and now you're positioning yourself to be more profitable. These make these things business trips, not just travel. So language is very important as well, but I want your mindset thinking about that, because there's a lot of money that you may have circulated last year, a lot of money that you may have spent last year that could come back to you in the form of a tax deduction. That's all I got. I hope you got value from this video. Share it with somebody who you feel may benefit, and think about the things that you did last year that could put more money in your pocket this year. Mr. Smith signing out. Salute.